Okay, this video is about how to program a TPMS sensor. This sensor I just took out from this box, which is from this bigger box. I have totally new sensors here, and the beauty of these ones are they're multi-frequency. So multi-frequency means that it fits for 433 megahertz and 315 megahertz, which is the two most common ones. Oddly, I found some GMs running those 315.1 megahertz, which sometimes I actually try to clone one, it won't work. I have to order one from the dealer, and it worked. So you have to turn on this machine. Actually, this machine is a very self-explanatory. I didn't press long enough. Then you just go in there and start selecting the vehicles, and then you just follow the instruction, and you should be able to just start doing it. Okay, I'm going to demonstrate how to start. So from the selecting a vehicle, I will enter, choose the Honda because I'm going to use my Honda wheel for that example, but you can go to whatever you need. Funnily, Honda Pilot has a few of them, like a steel alloy. So mine was a Honda alloy, and and it's a 2005 to 08 or 09 to 13 or 15. So mine is a 15 to 15. 2009 is my car model. Then go in there, you have a scan, copy, or program new sensor. So I'm going to just scan, which is same as just activating the TPMS. Holy, it's already read it. It's so sensitive. So give the pressure, give the temperature. Also, it gives the hertz, which is 315 megahertz. I was initially trying to use other cars for testing, but I just want to give you an example of this valve stem. It was so flimsy, like a rubberish. That means there's no sensor behind it. And if you're looking at this guy, it was solid. I couldn't shake it. And that's a sign that they have a sensor behind it. That's how you tell you have a sensor or not. Because I was going to try with that car and find out it's no reading. Then I just play with the valve stem, find out so flimsy and rubbery. So that was the one doesn't have it. How we're going to use this thing is you can copy the sensor, which is what I did for my own car. This is the one has the summer sensor, the summer wheels, and I have a set of a winter tire, has the steel wheels, and also I put in all those clonable sensors. What did I do was, so I'm going to there, I select the copy sensor. I was putting right beside it, select the copy, you start reading. Oops, sorry, I didn't press on it. I go scan sensor. What did I do here? I said copy sensor. First thing it said scan sensor ID. Now we put it beside the sensor. Here we go. We got the sensor ID. Either you go back or you're going to enter for programming. So when you go program, there's a sensor. You can see they have a little lock thing. And if you're looking down there, they have the pins for contacting, which is in the bottom here. So you just insert this guy into it. Oops, of course not cockeyed. Push it. Well, you might have to just push it down solid and then lock it up, because you push this one solid forward to lock it up. Now you press the enter key. So do you want to program in the cradle, which is this device, or you want to program wirelessly, which I haven't tried yet. Maybe one day I should. So right now it's in the cradle. I go enter. It's erasing the flash memory inside the sensor, and then you're going to program the new sensor. So it's actually rewriting the chip inside of it. Verifying, just is self-testing. Here we go. It said the program successful. ID is copied, and it's going to, right now, I have two sensors that are sharing the same ID. One is in my hand, one is in this wheel. And then you can just take this thing, assuming we're installing a new set of a winter tire for the customer to make a duplicate, save him from reprogramming at the time. You can just install this thing into the new wheel, which is going to be sitting here. And also, the beauty of it, if we ever damaged a sensor when we're changing the tires, so customer going to be asking why the light is on, so we have to fix it. The way to fix it, we could copy the old one. If we couldn't take any readings from it, then we can just reprogram the car and with the sensor with another program, another ID. If it was lucky there was 315 frequency, that was the one, then we can just copy from this wheel and then put onto a customer's car. Then we just call it the end of the day because we just fix that reading. Also need to relearn all the sensors from the car. And another way I think is possible is we just copy it here, or we can just copy from a different wheel from that car, and then we can just put, come on, I can't even figure out myself. Sorry, I'm shooting the video in the night, so I'm a little tired. I think there's a way you can manually editing input sensor ID. Here we go. So you can just take a reading of another ID, and then of ID launcher or input ID. So now you can start to like going left and right to just write your own ID into it. If I want, I can write this whole 8-digit 00000, and then plug them in the cradle. So now it's going to change this funny sensor into the ID number of 0000000. And then of course we'll have to let the car to relearn it as well. So that's just an example of how to do that. Another way we can be more meticulous, which is you're going to copy the sensor, or you just take a reading from an existing sensor, which is a good one, and then you come here, say you want to fix this wheel, and then you program this thing, just change one character in the existing sensor number, maybe adding a 1 on the very end. Maybe it was ending with like a 345, then it becomes 346. So that's, you can manually entering it. Another option is to use the OE-ID launcher function in this device. It would create a random ID, so we can just use it directly. The last step is to put everything away. Just by holding this power button for 3 seconds, you just do self shutdown. So this way it's turned off. It saves the battery, and they have come with the charger. Whenever the battery is low on this, we need to charge it up. Then we put this back into the toolbox. Okay, I'm going to put them into here. Oh man. I'm also going to put all the sensors here as well. So I'm having these sensors here too. The bottom one is a multi-frequency. So this one can be used for both frequencies. And I have a box of an old one, which is 433, I bought like a long time ago before they have a new technology. These are the 433 hertz only. Okay, if you see that 433 hertz. So if you ever came to a situation that you can use the 433, please use them up, because otherwise it become like useless afterwards. So I just leave them here now. Okay, and since we talked about changing the valve stems, this is the rubber one. So if people want to upgrade to they bought a wheel, they have a sensor they can put in, then we can just put a new sensor into it. Well, I don't know if you guys know it already. Tools are over here. So I have these pliers or side cutters. Grab this, you can just cut from the bottom, just cut it out, pry it out, or you damage the rubber at the bottom and then just clamp on there and pull it out. And put a new sensor that's programmable through the hole. Using this guy, they have a thread inside. Thread onto it and just put it on there and give a pry. And in case of a damage in the rim, I have a piece of wood. It's right here. What I do is usually just put it right beside it. Then I put this thing just right over there and pry over on the edge of the rim and pull it out, so it doesn't damage any of the rims. So I'm putting everything back in here. Oops. I have this little guy pointing outwards.